Howdy, hey. How you doing? How you doing, baby? You good? You all right? You straight? You sure? All right, now. Don't be lying. Don't be lying. I'm pretty good, too. I'm pretty good. Thank you for asking. I'm good. I'm pretty good. So today, I want to share my story on something that happened in my life, and I think that this. Now that I'm looking at it from a hindsight perspective, I feel like this has a lot to do with why I don't subject myself to fucking cancel culture. There's this thing out today where if you don't agree, or not if you don't agree, but really if people don't agree with something that you say, or you say something that you didn't even know was a thing, was a problem, and then people call you out on that shit, then all of a sudden they get enough people behind them and you're fucking canceled. Nobody wants to work with you. Nobody wants to support you. Nobody wants to listen to you, all because you possibly either said something that made sense and motherfuckers didn't want to hear that, or you said some shit that you probably didn't even know was going to cause an uproar or even be a problem. But in today's society, them hurt feelings, boy, oh my God, you cannot hurt nobody's fucking feelings today, or just you out of there, basically. And I think it's fucked up because I feel like not even low key, high key, that shit is bullying. It's like, oh, you don't rock with what we rock with, so we ain't fucking with you. And then we getting all of our fucking people who we know to not fuck with you either. Sounds like bullying. They're just not saying the word bullying. But I mean, call it whatever the fuck you want. Every generation has their own fucking lingo. And you realize as you get older, that shit be sounding dumb sometimes. Or some of the shit is just dumb. Like, why did I even believe in that shit? Because trust me, as I've gotten older, I have noticed some things that I'm just like, that I believed in when I was younger. That's just like, wow, can't believe I was really brainwashed into believing that shit. Or I allowed myself to be brainwashed. But you don't know no better. It is what it is. You go with what's good at the time and you want to be in and hip and all of this good shit. Yeah. So there's that. But yeah, my fucking water is way over there. I'm telling y'all to drink. I always say drink water. My shit is way over there. But anywho, so this little story isn't a big part of why I don't believe in cancel culture, because like I say for myself, I'm canceled when I'm dead. And even when I'm dead, I'm still living on, because really what's canceled is this fucking avatar. I don't own this. This ain't my shit. This ain't even who I really am. This ain't even my voice. I don't even have a fucking voice, okay? I know who the fuck I am. I know what the fuck I am. And I know this ain't it. So I'm never, ever going to be truly canceled, ever. But I know this avatar got to get older, and it's just got to go through the process of evolution and do what the fuck it got to do. And that's just is what it is. But I'm going to always live on. So I'm going to say what the fuck I want to say. I don't give a shit about hurting people's feelings. Now, don't get me wrong. I would never purposely go out of my way to hurt somebody's feelings, because I'm not dumb. I know what you can say to get under somebody's skin or to purposely hurt somebody's feelings. So I would never do that. However, things that come out of my mouth, I know for a fact they come from a good place. They come from a positive place. They come from a loving place. It's just sometimes things that I say, I may have to explain a little bit more of what I really mean and go in depth, because sometimes I just say that shit and it just fly out and that just be what it is. So I'm never sorry for what I say, but I will always explain it and break it down as to what I mean with what I say. But as far as hurting somebody's feelings about it, you're going to get over that shit. And if you don't, you'll learn to. If you don't learn to, then you'll just live your life like that for the rest of your life. And it is what it is. That's on you. That's on you if you want to do that. I've stopped doing that a long time ago. Hurt feelings they get hurt, but move on. You got to move on. You got to do your best to move on. Okay? But yeah, I don't really say the things that I say and give much regard to, oh, this is how it's going to make people feel. Because I'm like, sometimes hearing the truth, hearing what's really truthful can hurt. And you don't want to hear it. You don't want to believe it. But it's the truth. So the fact that I see today that people will band together to to claim they want people to keep it so fucking real with them, but you will band together when somebody is keeping it real with your ass to do like a fucking hate thing against them or cancel, don't support them. Don't, what the fuck? That is not love and light energy, my nigga. That is not love and light energy at all. That is bullying. High key. Okay? So it was just bright, but it's about to rain. That's why I didn't turn the light on. So I'm hoping this reflection-ish that's coming through here is doing good because it's windy again. It's about to rain again. But anyway, beautiful, beautiful. You hear that wind? Listen. I love that shit. I love that shit. So anyway. Oh no. My baby done woke up. Hold on. Okay. And I'm back. Thought I was going to have to get her half up in here with us, but she done went back to sleep. We're going to see how long that lasts. Let me see if I can get through this goddamn story, okay? Now, where I believe I left off at was this situation that happened opened my eyes up to some things, okay? But I do feel like now, looking back on things, this kind of helps to persuade my decision to really not, there go a truck, to really not subscribe to this whole cancel culture thing. So, I remember watching the History Channel, and this was like a long time ago. And History Channel was just my shit. It was something that I love to watch when I was growing up. Still love to watch it, but I don't have cable now, so I don't really watch it. But I like learning about different stuff about the world and different places and stuff like that. So I remember watching it, and I remember them saying, you know, it was one of those episodes where it was a show where when it goes to commercial, they would ask you a question. And, you know, it would be like a true or false question or like a multiple choice question. And then when they come back from the commercial, they'd be like, okay, did you guess the answer? Did you get it right or whatever? And then you see if you got it right. And then they explain to you what the right answer is and kind of, you know, they might even have a little bit of backstory of why. And one of the questions was talking about tomato, as far as, is tomato a fruit or a vegetable? And of course, as I'm watching this show, and with the knowledge that I have that has been given to me, I'm like, hell yeah, tomato's a fucking vegetable. That's easy. I know I got this one right. I might have been bombing the other questions, but I know I got this motherfucker right. And then they came back and it was like, no, tomato's actually a fruit. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. Now, I don't remember if they actually told you why, like if they explained why it was a fruit or not. But that was just the answer. And I was just blown away because I was like, wow. So fast forward to where I'm like about 18, 19. And I'm working at Subway. Now, I'm working at Subway. I'm on my shift with this girl. I don't even think it really matters about race. So I won't necessarily say it, but you can guess. So me and this girl working on shift together, whatever. We worked before. I know her. We know each other. We good. And it was a pretty slow day. And then all of a sudden, this guy walks in. Now, this guy walks in, looks like he could be like a teacher or a librarian or like somebody who works in a lab, like a scientist or something, or really like a teacher, like a science teacher, math teacher, whatever. Not really paying him any attention. And she decides to go ahead and take his order, and I'm going to ring him up at the end. Now, we was having a conversation, can't remember about what, before. And then as she's making his sandwich, right when she goes to put tomatoes on his sandwich or whatever, for whatever reason, that shit clicked in my brain. And I was like, hey, you want to hear something? It's just like, what's up? And I was like, so tomatoes, right? Are tomatoes a fruit or a vegetable? Duh, it's a vegetable. She was like, that's easy. Wrong. I was like, tomatoes are actually a fruit. It's just like, what? You gotta be fucking kidding me. Of course, she didn't say that because we got a customer. But she was like, what? Whatever. Tomatoes are fruit. And I was like, yeah, tomatoes are really a fruit. And the dude, he's standing there and he's like not saying anything, not getting in on our conversation or whatever, but he laughs. And we're getting closer down the line to him getting ready to, you know, get his sandwich or whatever. And she's still, of course, she walking down the line or whatever. And she putting his shit up and I'm getting ready to ring it up. And I was like, yeah, I can't remember what I saw this on or whatever. I said, but it was a while ago I seen it. And I was like, But they didn't really say, I don't even think I broke it down. I was like, yeah, man, I'm so serious. Tomatoes really are a fruit. They're not a vegetable. And as I'm ringing him up, that's when he decides to open his mouth and he was like, no, they're not. And I was like, huh? And he was like, no, they're not. They're a vegetable. And I was like, no, I'm serious. I saw this on TV. I saw this on the History Channel. You believe everything you see on TV? I was like, I mean, no, but this was on the History Channel. So you think the History Channel is valid? I mean, it is the History Channel. Now, mind you, of course, now I know as an adult, even the History Channel can lie. So he wasn't wrong there. But I was just like, at the time, I was like, why would the History Channel lie? It's the History Channel. Like, come on, like, come on. And he just did and got his sandwich or whatever, paid for his sandwich and left. And we're not thinking nothing of this shit. I don't care. So the next day, I come to work. It's either the next day or the day after, whatever. It was another day that I came to work. And I'm sitting there and I'm on shift and I'm with somebody totally different. And in walks this guy. And he's got like this big fucking smile on his face and shit. And he's walking all to the counter with his head all high, shoulders up and shit, and his fucking chest puffed out and shit. And I'm like, okay, I think I kind of remember this guy. I remember him getting a sandwich before. So I'm just like, all of a sudden I see, of course, it's just common when I see a customer to smile. Hey, how you doing? What would you like? Type of situation. I'm getting ready to put on gloves because I'm about to make the sandwich. And he just comes and he's just like, he slaps this fucking folded up piece of paper on the top of the counter and slides it toward me. He was like, here you go. And then he walked out the building. And I'm like, okay. And me and the other person on shift is like, what the fuck was that? No, he didn't want a sandwich at all. He just wanted to slap this piece of paper on the counter and walk away. So I grabbed the piece of paper, I unfold it, and it's just like this one long ass fucking article that he printed off from the internet. And I'm reading this thing, and basically it was talking about like during the times of like the Boston Tea Party and when they were doing a lot of trading back and forth, like when trading really started to get real heavy back and forth, like trading stuff from certain places and basically having it sent by water over to the United States, right? So in the story that I'm reading, it was only one page. In the story that I'm reading, it explains that for the longest time, tomato was known to be a fruit. It was known to be a fruit. However, people started to realize as they were bartering back and forth and getting stuff sent from, across the water and shit, that when they go to buy like fruits and vegetables and shit, now, vegetables either had, I can't remember specifically what it said in the article, but it was like one of these two things. Vegetables had a lower tax than fruits, I believe. It was either fruits were taxed higher than vegetables, or fruits had a tax on it and vegetables did not have a tax on them. So it was either one of those. I can't remember which one specifically, and I kind of feel like before I recorded this, I kind of should have looked it up at least. But hey, you can go look it up. It gives you something to do. So I'm still reading or whatever. And basically it was just saying how because of the tax or whatever that was put on fruits and it was higher than vegetables, for whatever reason, the people who were getting their shipment decided to let me get this shit right. They decided to tag tomatoes as a vegetable to either have no tax on it, to pay no taxes on it, or to pay less taxes on it, because there was like this thing at the time where people were really big into wanting tomatoes. Like tomatoes was a big hit at the time, and people were wanting so much of it, and they had to order a lot of fucking tomatoes. And they realized that they wouldn't always get a shipment of a variety of different shit on one boat. Sometimes it would just be a boat with just fucking tomatoes on it. But they're like, damn, we're paying all this money for it. And if we just classify it, because people don't really know, they just know what we tell them. Even though it is a fruit, if we classify it as a vegetable, then we will either get a lower tax on it or we won't have to pay taxes on it. One of the two. I'm going to just go with lower tax because I don't want to keep going one of the two. But yeah, so basically it was like if we tag this as a vegetable instead of a fruit, we'll get a lower tax on it when we're shipping it and we get to save a little bit of coin, right? So that was pretty much the whole premise of the story. And even at the end of the story, it kind of pretty much said this is the reason why in today's time we classify tomatoes as vegetables instead of fruit when it actually is a fruit. Now, I didn't say this part at the bottom. Pretty much at the bottom, it closed out as saying this is the reason why in today's time we classify tomato as a vegetable instead of a fruit. This is why you know it everywhere as a vegetable instead of a fruit. But all in all, to sum it up, in the fucking article, it was just explaining that tomato was classified as the right way from the jump. They just didn't want to pay the higher tax on it because they were bringing it over quite a lot. And they didn't want to do that shit. So they decided to say, hey, this is actually, you guys have been fucking up. This is actually a vegetable, so we shouldn't be paying that much money on it. Thank you. Please and thank you. And whoever they were, doing what they were doing with just went ahead and believed them. And ever since then, every time you see a tomato, it would just be looked at as a vegetable instead of what it truly is, a fucking fruit. So I read that at that time and I laughed to myself because even then, at that moment, I realized that this nigga tried to come in the store and be smarter than what he actually was, which whatever the fuck he did, I don't fucking know. But it's like he tried to outsmart me and like you waited a whole nother day to come to my job to make sure I was there to give me this piece of paper. Like you couldn't wait to try to prove me wrong. And if you would have read the fucking article, you would have clearly understood, maybe not, that just like how I understood that it clearly says in this article what I was saying was true. It's just explaining further why I couldn't explain to the girl why I knew it to be true. I knew it was true, but I didn't know the backstory. So this pretty much just gave a fucking backstory and backed up the shit that I was saying. But he didn't see it that way. He saw it as him being right. That's why he hurried up and slapped the shit down on the counter and walked out the store. Didn't wait for me to read it. Nothing. Just walked out the store. And who knows? He might have did read it and then just knew that shit was dumb. I would hope not, and then still come bring that shit into my job and shit. But child, that made me realize that people will sometimes go to great lengths to try to discredit you or try to make you feel like what you're saying isn't valid, even when it is. And like I said, I feel like this story kind of, for me, for myself personally, I forgot I had my dog in the back. It kind of solidifies for me, though, as to why I really shouldn't subscribe to fucking cancel culture or really care. Especially when I know that with me doing this journey journal, it's going to get deeper. I'm going to share a lot more things. I'm going to share things that are probably going to ruffle some feathers in whatever fucking way it is. I'm not trying to. I'm just sharing my own experiences. But I know that things that I say and things that I talk about will probably ruffle some feathers or not even fucking make it on the goddamn platform because of the platform trying to fucking please everybody. You can't fucking please everybody. People either going to believe you or they're not going to believe you. They're either going to believe that you sincerely weren't trying to hurt their feelings or they're fucking not. And so what? It is what it is. Is that going to make you stop talking the way that you talk? Not now. You're jeopardizing your fucking character. For people who you don't give it. What you eat don't make them shit. It really doesn't. So, yeah. So, yeah. As I think about that story now, and that happened, like I said, that happened when I was like 18, 19. As I think about that story now, it just really goes to show you the length sometimes that people will go to try to like cancel you out or cancel what the fuck you say or whatever, because that dude really thought he fucking had me. Like, he walked out the store smooth and thought he really fucking had one up on me. And I don't know, like I said, I didn't want to bring race into it because I'm not trying to make it a race type of thing. And I don't know if that's how he felt or whatever. I have no idea. He could have just felt like he thought he knew the answer over me. It had nothing to do with race. I didn't think it had anything much to do with race back then, too much. But the longer I thought about it, it did run across my head. But at the same time, the same way I think now in that aspect about that situation, it's kind of like the same way I was thinking back then. Like, maybe he was just trying to be smart. He was trying to be really smart, and he turned out to be kind of dumb. Because how the fuck are you going to drop this off at my job? Have me read it. Did you fucking read it? Really? Did you? Because if you did, you would have clearly saw that the paperwork you dropped off supported what I said. Didn't support what you said at all. Not at all. So yeah, man. Maybe there is something that you have tucked away in your memory bank, or maybe not, but just something that kind of lets you see the lengths that people will go to try to, like I said, try to shut down what you say. And don't get me wrong, if somebody sends something to you and clearly you were wrong in what you were saying or you didn't have the facts, admit to that shit. It's okay. Niggas fuck up. We always evolving, my nigga. We always evolving. We gonna fuck up sometimes. I'm gonna fuck up sometimes. But as long as you can take the accountability to be like, oh shit, okay, I fucked that up. That was on me. I fucked that one up. I see what you're saying. It's cool. It's cool. I always got room to grow, baby. I always got room to grow. So don't take that away from me. You knowing something that I don't possibly know means I got room to grow. And if you find out within you trying to correct me that you actually being the one corrected, you also have room to grow. And that's okay. That's fine. We are ever evolving. I ain't gonna look like this forever. I mean, I probably will. I'd rather make my casket look like this. I don't even want a casket. When they go to cremate my ass, whatever the fuck, dump me in a fucking, I don't care, fucking hole. I don't give a shit what they do with this body after I'm gone. I don't care. But I'm probably still gonna look like this. But I'm just saying, we are ever evolving. And we should always constantly be evolving when it comes to the mind. Because there's so much knowledge out here that we just don't fucking know. And there's so much shit that we're fed that we think we fucking know. And we have no idea. What was that on MTV? True Life, you think you know, but you have no idea? Was that it? I think it was. That was my shit too. But yeah, man, it's okay. It's okay. You don't have to cancel nobody because they speaking facts. You don't. And I feel like a lot of times that's what the cancel culture is about today. People are actually speaking on factual shit and saying some real shit. It's just some people aren't to that level of comprehension yet where they really want to care about facts. It's just all about what I say or what the masses think. And that's not going to cut it. Like, can't nobody be raising a new generation off of what motherfuckers think. No, I need to know what the fuck it is. Tell me what the fuck it is. Because mine going to know what the fuck it is. It ain't going to be no, well, we thought. No. This is what it is. Okay? Now, whatever you want to think or subject yourself to after you know what it is, that's on you. But you trying to push that off and make everybody fucking think like that and talk like that and be like that, that's fucking bullying. That's fucking bullying. I don't give a fuck how you want to cut it, slice it, share it. I don't give a fuck. That's fucking bullying. And we living in the times of you either gonna get down or you gonna lay down. And by lay down, you just gonna be fucking silenced. And it'll make a person jeopardize their fucking character, trying to fucking please everybody in this world, trying to get whatever it is they want to keep up with a lifestyle, trying to please people. You be up in here jeopardizing your character. Now you sick because you can't be yourself. Because you out here not being yourself, trying to impress a motherfucker who, again, what you eat don't make them shit. You ain't fucking them. You ain't sharing no space with these people. But you trying to impress them. There's plenty and myriads of people in this world. Be yourself. Be true to yourself. Be fucking true to yourself, because somebody gonna rock with you just the fucking way that you are. Trust me. It's so many people here. We don't all think the same. And we don't all want to follow the fucking masses. Trust me. So be your fucking self, regardless of what people say, regardless of what people think, just regardless of any of that shit. I wish I would have been myself way earlier than doing it right now. But at the same time, I'm like, hey, at least I'm getting it before I get up out this bitch. It is what it is. But had I been myself and not trying to fit in and be like this person and be with this group of people and be with that group of people and fit in over there and be able to sit at that table and that table, had I not been trying to do that, I probably would have had a lot more fucking fun. I had some fun now. I did. But I would have had a whole lot more fun if I just would have stuck to my guns and been myself. But you know, it's a lot of shit we got to unpack. It's a lot of shit we got to unlearn. You know? And it just is what it is. So, you'll get it in due time. And if you don't, that's because you fighting it. It ain't because you don't have the tools to do it. You fighting against that shit. It sucks. And it does suck. But you got to unlearn shit to get better. You just do. You just do. So, that's my spiel as I look at the rain falling off of the roof. That is my spiel. But thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you. I got a little bumpage out right now. Got my little titties out. I ain't feel like putting on no bra. I wasn't even going to do it. I wasn't even going to attempt. And I'm probably going to record after this and it's going to be the same outfit. No bra. I don't care. Titties is titties. If you got a problem with my titties, sit like this. I don't care. Didn't feel like wearing one today. Don't feel like wearing one most days. Okay? But I love you. Definitely take care of yourself. Drink your water. Mine's over there. I'm going to get it. I'm going to stop this. I'm going to get some. And then I'm going to probably have it right over here next time. But drink your water. Mind your goddamn business. Okay? I fucking love you. You know this. You know this shit. I fucking love you, bro.